In a world where everybody seems to be taking a deep dive into an ocean of fruit juice in the fruit brand ecosystem. Nah, I already covered the brand. If you still know what this is, then you're just haram. Yes, I know it's macro hard to make that switch, so I'm gonna make it a little bit more Microsoft for you. Wait, what? Today we're reviewing the Microsoft Surface Pro 9 to see what's good, what's not, and what does it actually feel like to use. Is it a laptop? Is it a tablet? It's a Surface 9. Very nice. Cinta aku mungkin hanya di Surface, tapi bukan biasa-biasa. Now, Microsoft Surface devices have been out for quite some time now, but something that often confuses people is how many SKUs there are actually out there. In my opinion, Microsoft really needs to work on their naming convention. Anyways, the Microsoft Surface Pro 9 is the new flagship to their 2-in-1 PC lineup, which is basically half laptop, half tablet. This review sample comes with a 12th Gen i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, a 256GB of storage, along with a detachable keyboard and slim pen 2 for 6,788 ringgit, or around $1,600 US. If you want a different configuration, you can always head on over to IT World by SNS Network, which is today's sponsor. You can get the base model with half the storage without the keyboard and pen for 5,299 ringgit, or you can fully deck it out with an i7 and 512GB of storage and pay 11,028 ringgit if you're a bangsawan like me. What? Can do 24 months installments interest-free ma? Hi, like that also don't know. Oh yeah, this device also comes pre-installed with Windows 11, and you can get a 1-year extended warranty for free if you get it from IT World. Good leh, my ad read. If you think I deserve a raise, please leave a comment down below. If specs is all you look at, then the Surface Pro 9 might not look like the best value for money. But after reviewing so many laptops and tablets here in Mobhouse, I can honestly say that specs only make up half the story when it comes to user experience. On a positive note, you can actually easily upgrade the storage yourself as long as you can find an M.2 2230 drive that is actually less than half the size of your normal M.2 drive. I've included Shopee and Lazada links in the description in case the D for drive that they have included for you is not big enough. Now, we don't get the SQ3 model here in Malaysia, but in my opinion, I still prefer the Intel model because the SQ3 model, even with its 5G support, better battery life, and even all the AI camera features, still does not have native support for a lot of the work applications that we normally use like Google Chrome. Even without cellular support, this version that is Intel Evo certified still has Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.1, so it's still plenty capable in terms of connectivity. On the outside, the Surface Pro 9 looks very sleek in an all-aluminum chassis in an anodized satin finish that feels very robust and premium. Its rounded edges and corners also made for an even more comfortable hold in tablet mode than, dare I say it, the Fruit Brand Pro? Though not for long, since the device is quite a bit heavier than your usual tablet. Actually, the Surface Pro 9 looks almost exactly the same as last year's Surface Pro 8. In fact, you also get the same 13-inch 120Hz display, attached kickstand, detachable keyboard, and stylus. The only real difference on the outside, it seems, is that Microsoft has decided to give us more fun color options like Sapphire and Forest on top of the original Platinum and Graphite. I personally really like the Forest version because it's very green, like your mother, and Graphite because my sense of humor is kinda dark and I'm shady. Not Slim Shady, but still shady. Now, the display here is a 13-inch 2880 by 1920 pixels IPS touchscreen with a 3:2 aspect ratio and a 120Hz refresh rate. Of course, for work, whether or not you experience the 120Hz refresh rate will depend mainly on the application that you're using. The image from this screen is pretty color accurate and good enough for creative work with a 98.1 sRGB and 66.7 DCI-P3 coverage. Binging Netflix and watching YouTube videos on this display is definitely enjoyable with a crispy image that has a good amount of contrast, especially with HDR content with Dolby Vision support. I mean, is it mini LED good? No, but is it good enough for 90% of the population like you? Yes. However, I must say that with a maximum brightness of 450 nits, that should be good enough for most indoor use. If you're trying to work outdoors, it's gonna be a challenge, especially with that glossy screen. See, I go near so can see my reflection. You don't need no light to see me shine. Next, let's talk about audio. Not audio, it's audio. It's English, not German, okay? Achtung. I cannot say Achtung properly lah. I'm not German. I'm English. I'm not English. I'm Chinese. I'm not Chinese. I'm Malaysian. I'm confused. What am I? The Surface Pro 9 has a pair of 2-watt speakers that support Dolby Atmos. It has a kind of a reversed V-shaped sound, kind of like an A-shaped sound with very pronounced mids and then rolled off lower mids and bass as well as treble. So it's just mids, a lot of mids. It's just like kinda mid. But jokes aside, it still sounds pretty clear for most video content. The stereo imaging and soundstage is also surprisingly good, but a little bit more bass would have made the sound fuller, while a little bit more treble would have added a little bit more excitement into the sound. And we all know you, admin people, need a little bit more excitement in your lives. Here's just a quick sound test for your reference. In terms of cameras, we get a 10 megapixel camera at the back that takes decent photos and videos, as well as a 5 megapixel camera in front that honestly is one of the best webcams that I've tested so far, with a stellar microphone to match. This is how the camera looks and sounds like. Mimpi yang indah kau bersamaku, mimpi yang ngeri kau bersama dengannya. Now, since this is a work device, something else that we care about is of course the I/O ports. At the left, you get 2 USB-C ports with Thunderbolt 4 support. At the right, you get the Surface Connect port. At the top, you get the volume rocker and power button. And finally, at the bottom, you get the Surface Type cover port. Disappointingly, there's no audio jack, but since you have 2 USB-C ports, you can always use a USB Type-C to 3.5mm audio jack adapter. And also, they could have at least replaced the SIM card tray that does not exist with the Intel model with an SD card reader that could be useful for some. But since the Fruit Brand Pro has neither of these things, your boy here ain't tripping. Before we jump into the performance, let's take a closer look at the Surface Pro Signature keyboard and Slim Pen 2, which I think are pretty essential to the entire user experience with the Surface Pro 9, especially for work. The key switches have a good amount of travel and feels pretty nice to type on, especially for a thin detachable keyboard like this. The backlight is decently bright and the Alcantara fabric adds a little wrist comfort, but I still sometimes find myself missing the sturdiness from a keyboard deck from a conventional laptop, mainly when I'm using it on my lap. The Slim Pen 2 that supports haptic feedback actually feels very nice to grip and use for taking notes or drawing. Having lost a stylus or two from the Fruit brand, I actually like how Microsoft designs the keyboard to store and charge the pen while preventing it from sliding out in transit. Here's a quick sound test from the keyboard and trackpad. In terms of performance, with the 12th Gen i5 processor in this model, we were able to get decent scores in most productivity tasks that are more dependent on the CPU power. The integrated Intel Iris Xe graphics also performed decently, I guess, for a work device, but don't expect to be playing AAA titles in full resolution or in the ultra settings. While the device stayed pretty cool when I was using it in tablet mode for watching videos and stuff like that, if you do heavier work like we did with the ADAS 64 stress test with the CPU at 100% for a prolonged period, it will get quite warm. So I suggest that you use it in laptop mode when you are running heavier tasks. Finally, let's take a look at battery life. For daily use on the default 60Hz mode with screen brightness at around 50%, I managed to get about 7 to 8 hours of use on a full charge with the 47.7 watt-hour battery, doing things like surfing the web, watching videos, as well as some light editing. Flipping on the 120Hz refresh rate will diminish your battery life by about 20%. Not the best that I've ever seen, but well, still pretty good. To recap, here are the pros, mehs, and cons with the Microsoft Surface Pro 9. I give the Microsoft Surface Pro 9 a #cheap buy, 8.5 out of 10, and it starts at $5299 with this i5 model without the keyboard and also the pen. As much as the Surface Pro 9 disguises itself as a tablet with a detachable keyboard, it still feels more like a laptop with a touchscreen. Windows 11, while being far improved for tablet and touchscreen support, still feels more like a full-fledged PC experience. And this is good news for people who want a touchscreen with a device that can perform well for slightly heavier tasks like photo and video editing, that can fully utilize the power from a capable laptop processor like the 12th Gen i5 and i7 that are offered with this model. In fact, its price point positions it closer to other premium work devices on the market. If you're dealing with lighter workloads like surfing the web, replying emails, or if you're just shopping for a device for your kid for learning and school, then perhaps the lower end Surface Go 3 would be more suitable, and you can even get it from IT World as well. Bonus ad read. But which configuration should you choose? Well, going for the i7 at double the cost is not really worth it for me. Unless your boss is paying the bill, then by all means. I would personally recommend the i5 model with the keyboard and pen, and then potentially upgrading your storage yourself with a 1TB or 2TB M.2 SSD that you don't need to look around for anymore because I've already included the links in the description. Nice leh. Anyways, that's everything I have to say about the Microsoft Surface Pro 9. If you thought this video was helpful, don't forget to like and share. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions regarding this device or any other devices that you are considering, and I'll try my best to reply you or highlight you in our comment rider. Lastly, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell and bring us to 100k and get us that silver button soon as possible because I've been waiting for a long time. And also don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram to see more shenanigans from the Mob House crew. We have fun, trust me, I guarantee it. I play with myself all the time. Wait, no, anyways, my name is Bangsawan Shane and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Cannot reach, hand too short. The pen can reach or not?